My name is Josh, and in today's practice we are going to spend a little bit of time working with the hamstrings and the calves, both stretching them out and strengthening them simultaneously. So we're going to use a strap and a block. Go ahead and begin lying down on your back with your strap and your block in arm's reach. Once you lie down onto the ground, set your feet flat to the floor and relax your arms by your side. And tuck the shoulders underneath your back just a bit, so you have good width through the chest and the collarbones. Begin by taking a few breaths through your nose or your mouth as you settle into this first position. One of the really important moves that's necessary for working with the hamstrings in particular is that we have very fluid, what's called lumbo-pelvic rhythm, the relationship and movement between the lower back and the pelvis. So take your hands behind the back of your head, and this is a good little exercise to work with that rhythm. With the hands behind the back of your head and your feet flat, press the elbows lightly into or towards the floor. Increase the arch of the lower back just slightly, so you're trying to create a bit more space between the lower back and the floor without raising the hips. Breathe in from that position, and then as you exhale, flatten your lower back, lift your head and your shoulders up just a little bit, and bring your elbows towards each other with your chin towards your chest. Okay, then lower back down, open up the elbows wide with your breath in, extend the lower back. And as you exhale, flatten your lower back, lift up, elbows in. Again, lower down, elbows wide, arch the back. As you exhale, flatten, sit up, elbows in. One more time, lower down, elbows wide. And as you exhale, flatten, lift up, elbows in. Then from there, lower back down onto the ground. Slide your hands out from behind the back of the head. I want you to reach for your strap. And then take just a little segment of the strap and place it over your right foot around the ball mound and the pinky mound. Bring the two sides of the strap together in your right palm. Slide your right hand up the strap towards the foot until your arm is straight. Then adjust how far your hand is from the foot until you can straighten your right leg completely. From that position, try to press the ball mound and the pinky mound of your right foot into the strap as you pull lightly into the foot. Slide your left leg out long in front of you. Reach your left arm overhead towards the back of the room. And then from your right hip flexor, not from the hand, try to work your right toes towards the wall behind you. It's important here that you're not using the hands to pull on the leg. You're engaging and activating the right hip flexors, the muscles that flex the hip. The only purpose of the right strap is to give your right foot something to push into. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then lower your left arm down, pull your left heel in. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So you'll set your right foot down, place a little segment of the strap over the left foot across the ball mound and the pinky mound. Bring the straps together and into your left palm. The hand will slide up. So the hand will slide up. The left leg, try to engage it until it's straight. Right leg out in front of you. Right arm overhead. And then from your left hip flexors, feel like you're trying to push the toes towards the back of the room, while simultaneously pressing the foot at the ball mound and the pinky mound into the strap. And like I said on the first side, the hand isn't pulling the leg to the back of the room through the strap. The strap's only function is to give the ball mound and the pinky mound something to push into to engage the leg a bit more. Stay there, breathe in. Stay and breathe out. Okay, then you'll lower your right arm back down, pull your right heel in, slide the strap off the left foot. Then I want you to take the block on the lowest height next to your right hip, and then pull the block into the side of the hip. So you have the block on the lowest height next to the right hip, pulled into the hip. Take the segment of the strap over your right foot again, Bring the strap together. Right hand slides up the same way, except from there now you're going to open up your right leg to the right. The goal here is to have the block trap the leg so that the leg only ends up maybe 30 degrees from the ground. Okay, then slide your left leg out. Same thing from the hip flexors, work the toes to the back of the room. The strap is only giving the foot, the only function of the strap is giving the foot something to push into. And then reach your left arm overhead again. Take a couple breaths in this position. Again, the foot's pushing into the strap. The hip flexors are moving to the toes to the back of the room. One more breath. Okay, and then lower the left arm back down. Pull your left heel in. Right leg back to center. And then slide the strap off of the foot. Then you're going to bring the block outside of your left hip on the lowest height. Pull it into the hip. Segment of the strap over your left foot. Strap together in the left palm. And then open up your left leg to the left, making sure that the block is trapping the leg. Then right leg out long. Right arm overhead. And then again, the toes are moving towards the back of the room from the hip flexor. The strap is something that your foot is pushing into to engage the leg. A couple more breaths. Okay, and then lower your right arm down, pull your right heel in, your left leg comes up, and then slide the strap off. All right, take both of your knees into your chest, come up into a seat, and then you can place the strap and the block off to the side. We'll come back to that a little bit later. After you place the strap and the block off to the side, shift into a tabletop position. So come onto your hands and your knees. Try to position the hands slightly forward of the shoulders so you have a little bit wider or longer base of support. Tuck your toes, breathe in, and then down dog as you exhale. Before we hold this one, to warm up the shoulders a little bit, inhale, shift forward to high plank. Engage the legs, back to down dog on the breath out. Again, inhale to high plank. And down dog on the breath out. 2 more, inhale to high plank. Down dog on the breath out. 1 more time, inhale. And then downward facing dog. Slightly bend the knees. Take the sitting bones up, the front of the thighs back. Try to engage the legs to straighten them more. Deep breath in. And full breath out. All right, look forward and step to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway up. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up overhead. And then exhale your arms by your side. All right, so you'll want to be towards the top of the mat. Bring your feet together. And then from there, inhale to mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, fold forward. When your fingertips touch down, take a big step back with your right foot. Come up onto your fingertips, engage your right leg a lot, the front of the thigh. It's the quadricep. Inhale. Then down dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank. And then lower all the way to the belly. Keep your toes tucked under, knees up off the floor. And then inhale to cobra pose. So cobra pose with your toes tucked. So the quadriceps are engaged, knees up. Contract the glutes, lift from the mid and upper back. Breathe in. Lower your chin. Inhale to plank or tabletop. And down dog as you exhale. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step through. Lower your left knee down. Then come up with your hands on your hips. From there, shift your hips slightly away from the top of the mat, which is going to straighten the front leg a little bit. Contract your left glute a lot. And then feel as if your right foot is pulling the hips forward, which is going to engage your right hamstring. Keep that feeling of the right heel pulling back and lift your arms up overhead to modified crescent lunge. So the primary function of the hamstring is flexing at the back of the flexing from the back of the knee. So this feeling of the foot pulling backwards, really important to bring your awareness into the back of the leg. Take another breath in, and then exhale your hands down, step forward to the front of your mat and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose all the way up. And then exhale your arms down. Left side, same way, reach up, inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Step your left foot back, inhale. From the fingertips, then down dog as you breathe out. Inhale forward to plank. Lower all the way to your belly. Same thing, inhale to cobra pose with your toes tucked under. So toes are tucked, just like in plank. Knees are up, hips down, glutes engaged, mid back, upper back. So it's pulling the chest away from the floor. Breathe in, and then lower down. Plank or tabletop, press up, and down dog as you exhale. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale to lunge. Lower your right knee down, come up with your hands on your hips. And then from there, shift the hips away from the front of the mat till the left leg is a bit straighter. Contract your right glute from the left foot and the left hamstring. Pull your hips back forward. Then lift your arms up overhead. A few breaths. Feel as if the hands are reaching from the waist. So everything is going up, and breathe in. And then exhale your hands down. Step forward to the front of your mat and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose all the way up. And then exhale your arms down. All right, so then we'll repeat that one more time through the same way. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back, breathe in. Down dog as you breathe out. Inhale to plank. Lower all the way down. Cobra pose, inhale with your toes tucked. Lower, exhale. Inhale, press up. Down dog on the breath out. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, lunge. Left knee to the mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. And then exhale your hands down. Step forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. And exhale your arms by your side. One more side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Left foot back. Inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale to plank. And lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Press up, inhale. And downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Right knee down, arms up, inhale. And then exhale your hands down, step forward to the front of your mat and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose all the way up. And then exhale your arms down. Feet together if they're not. Bend your knees, inhale to chair pose, take Utkatasana. Try to move the creases of the hips back, lean the upper body forward. Engage the arms to sit a bit lower and breathe in. Then stand up as you exhale and lower the arms. This time separate your feet about hips width distance apart. Bend your knees, inhale to chair pose this way. Sitting back, inhale. Then fold forward as you breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, step back and lower halfway down this time. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Make this next sequence just a little more active. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale your right knee to your nose. Inhale your right leg up. Step through to a lunge. Come up onto your fingertips and breathe in. Then rock your hips back, keeping your front foot flat to a modified pyramid pose. Ideally, keeping your belly pinned onto your right thigh. The front foot, the ball mound, the inner heel's down, the outer right hip is moving slightly up and back. Take one more breath. And then bend your right knee. From the fingertips, breathe in again. Now as you exhale, rock your hips back onto your right heel. So on the right heel, flexing the ankle, the top of the foot pulling towards the shin. And the more you can push into the fingertips, the more you'll be able to flex the ankle, and the deeper the stretch will go into the calf. Inhale one more time. And then bend your right knee. Inhale to warrior two and come up. Then just for this first one, shift the hips away from the front of the mat until your front leg is a little more straight. Contract your left glute, press into the outer edge of your left foot, and then from your right hamstring, again, it's the action of the front foot pulling towards you. From the front foot, front hamstring, bend into your right knee. Then keep that engagement of the right hamstring if you can feel it. Lift your right heel up. So you have calf and hamstring. Then reverse warrior, right arm up, left hand on the back leg. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, plant your palms to plank pose, lower halfway down. Upward dog, inhale. And downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Left knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step through. From your fingertips, breathe all the way in. Then rock your hips back, keeping your left foot flat. Again, left ball mount, inner heel down, outer left hip up and back, and you're maintaining flexion in the hips with your belly pinned to the left thigh. Really, really important. Can't stress the importance of that enough. Inhale one more time. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Still from the fingertips, inhale. And then as you exhale, rock the hips back, coming onto the left heel, pushing into the fingertips. Trying to flex the ankle a lot to take the posture and the length of the back of the leg more into the lower part of the leg, the calf. Stay for one more breath. And then bend your left knee. Inhale to warrior two, come up. Shift the hips away from the front of the mat until your left leg is a little more straight. Right heel, right glute, and then from the left hamstring, pull the hips back forward, bending the left knee. Try to maintain that feeling, raise your left heel. And then reverse warrior, left arm up, right hand on the back leg. Deep breath in. And then exhale your hands down to plank pose, lower halfway down. Upward dog in. And downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. And then we'll flow through that sequence one time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Then look forward, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. And then as you exhale, arms down by your side. So take your feet together, bend your knees, inhale to chair pose. As you exhale, stand up, lower your arms, separate the feet a little. Inhale to chair pose, sit back. Fold forward as you breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step back and lower halfway down. Upward dog. And downward facing. Inhale your right leg up. Knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step through. From the fingertips, inhale. Hips back on the breath out. Right foot is flat for this first one. Bend, inhale. Exhale your hips back onto your right heel. Stay there and breathe in. Bend your right knee as you breathe out. Inhale to warrior two. Try to feel the right hamstring engage. Stay, exhale. Lift your right heel. Reverse warrior, one breath. And then exhale back down to low plank pose. Upward dog. And downward facing. Inhale, left leg up. Left knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, step through. From the fingertips, inhale. Hips back on the breath out. Bend, inhale. Hips back onto your left heel. Stay and breathe in. Bend your left knee. Inhale, warrior two. Stay for the breath out. Raise your left heel, reverse warrior, one breath. And then exhale back down to low plank pose. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Let's do a couple different versions of runner's lunge next. Lift your right leg. And then step your right foot outside of your right hand, lower your left knee down, and then bring your forearms to the floor or onto a block if that's more accessible. So you're coming off of the wrist. And then try to put as much weight in your right foot as you can so that you're almost feeling as if you're putting more weight in the right foot than you have in the left knee. So the right foot is pushing down. And then ever so slightly feel as if the right foot is pulling the hips forward. So you get a bit of the hamstring too. This is the first form of runner's lunge that we'll take. We won't be here too long. Okay, then next, press up onto your palms. Place the block off to the side. Slide your right hand onto your right knee. Then I want you to bend the left knee. Keep your right hand on your right knee to contract or shorten your left hamstring. It's very common for that muscle to start to cramp in this position. Try to exhale through it. So try to breathe out and stay with it. Again, we're not going to be here too long. This is curling the hamstring. Like you're squeezing something between your left heel and your left hip. Take one more breath. Okay, third form of runner's lunge, tuck your left toes, lift your back knee, engage the front of the thigh, and now turn your chest and reach your right arm up. Twisting. Try to keep the back leg as engaged as possible. Inhale, and then downward facing dog. Left side, left leg up, and then step wide. Lower your right knee down, and then forearms to the floor. Try to keep as much weight in the left foot as you can. The foot is pushing down like you're pressing the floor away, and the left foot is slightly pulling the hips forward simultaneously. Pushing and pulling. Again, we won't be in this too long. In this online platform, these classes that I teach are sort of trimmed versions of full classes that I teach in person. So if you are in the San Diego area, I'd love to have you in class. Okay, one more breath. Okay, go ahead and press up onto your palms. Slide your left hand to your left knee, and then bend your right knee, doing the little hamstring curl. Yeah, exhale fully. I know it's uncomfortable. It does get easier with repetition. One more breath. Tuck your right toes, lift your back knee, engage the leg a lot, turn your chest, and then reach your left arm up. Focus mostly on the engagement of the back leg. Inhale one more time. And then lower your left hand, step back to downward facing dog. All right, inhale your knees down, tabletop pose, and then take child's pose, hips to heels. Lower your forehead down. Come up to a tabletop position. Tuck your left toes under and start to wiggle your left foot back. Kind of invite in some of these same engagements we just worked with. So wiggle your left foot back until your leg is straight and you feel the left quadricep active. That's the muscle along the front of the thigh. Then from there, start to lift your left leg up without bending the knee until you feel your glute, the left glute, engage. Once you feel that, bend your left knee and feel your left hamstring contract. So we went from quad to glute to hamstring. Then take your right hand, reach back and grab the outer edge of the left foot. Then kick slightly into the hand to disengage the hamstring. Start to push the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling to stretch the front of the hip and turn your chest to the right a little bit. A few breaths. And then back to tabletop pose. Wiggle your right foot back until your leg is straight. Press through the foot to contract your right quadricep, the front of the leg. Lift your leg up until you feel your right glute. Bend your knee until you feel the hamstring. Reach back with your left palm, grab the outside of the foot, and then kick into the hand slightly to release the hamstring. Then take the sole of the foot up and turn your chest a little to the left, which will keep the hips a bit more level. Trying to open up the front of the right thigh. One more breath. And back to tabletop pose. Tuck your toes and downward facing dog again. All right, lift your right leg up. Step all the way through. This time, spin your back foot flat. Straighten your front leg. And then we'll do triangle pose. So you can slide your fingertips back. You can use a block if it helps. And reach your left arm up overhead. Perfect. And now to keep refining, to continue to refine how we can control the right hamstring, slide your left hand onto your hip. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, feel like your right foot is pulling the hips forward until the knee bends. And then again, inhale, straighten the front leg. As you exhale, the right foot pulls the hips forward until the knee bends. One more time, straighten the leg. As you exhale, the right foot pulls the hips forward to bend the knee. Then inhale to warrior two. Hold there and breathe out. Lift your right heel, reverse warrior inhale. And then exhale to downward facing dog. You could take a chaturanga and go halfway down or step straight back, whatever feels better for you. I always tend to step straight back. Lift your left leg up. Exhale to lunge. Spin your back foot flat. Start to straighten your front leg. Walk the fingertips back. Use the block if it helps, and then come into triangle pose. Right arm up. Okay, then to keep working with the hamstring, right hand onto your hip. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, the left foot pulls the hips forward until the knee bends, moving from the left hamstring. As you inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, left foot pulls the hips forward, moving from the hamstring. One more time, inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale to warrior two, come up. Stay for the breath out. Lift your left heel, reverse warrior, 1 breath. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Again, however you'd like to get there. All right, let's do a similar idea, but incorporate a bit of balance. Lift your right leg up again. Step through. Spin your back foot flat, straighten your front leg. Take your left hand onto your left hip. This time we'll move into half moon pose. We'll do kind of the same concept of the right foot pulling the hips forward. Except this time the right knee is going to bend a little initially, but the hamstring is going to keep pulling you forward into the balancing pose. So you'll breathe all the way in. As you exhale, the right foot pulls you forward. Slide that right hand forward. Keep pulling yourself forward from the right hamstring and lift your left leg up. And then you can keep the hand on the hip or reach the left arm up, whatever feels most supportive for you. I would encourage fingertips down or even flat palm, which is pretty hard. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Slide your right hand back, bend your right knee, step back and land light. Inhale to warrior 2. Pause, raise your right heel, reverse warrior inhale, and then exhale to downward facing dog. Okay, lift your left leg up. Step through. From there, spin your back foot flat, straighten your front leg, right hand to your hip. So again, it's the left foot that pulls you forward, and it's the left foot that will continue to lift the right leg up. Breathe in. As you exhale, bend the left knee, pull forward, crawl the left fingertips forward, and then right leg comes up into half moon. In this posture, you want your lifted foot parallel to the floor. You want to avoid the toes pointing up. If the toes point up, your left knee is going to get pulled to the right. And then if you're not careful, it's going to take your whole left foot and start to rotate it to the right. Another breath. Left fingertip slide back, bend your knee, step back and land light. Inhale to warrior 2. Pause, lift your left heel, reverse warrior. And then downward facing dog. Hands down and step back. All right, step to the front of your mat and bring your feet together. Lift halfway up. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. And then exhale your arms by your side. So grab your block. And then I want you to take the block on the medium width, place it between the thighs, just above the knees, and without the block sticking too far out forward. With your palms, hands to your hips, bend your knees, sit back into chair pose. And then from there, hook your left elbow outside of your right knee and bring the palms together. Try to move the thumbs, the sternum towards the thumbs. Squeeze the block a lot, and then you could stay with both feet down, or if you want to try this out, it's a bit tricky, but you're going to bend the left knee, pick the foot up, and draw your heel all the way in towards the hip, trying to contract this left hamstring in the twist. So the thighs are squeezing the block, and the left hamstring is in a really short and contracted position. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then lower your left foot, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold forward. Again, halfway lift again. And fold. Hands to hips. Inhale, rise up. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So bend your knees. And then take your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Palms together. Sternum to the thumbs. Squeeze the block. And then if you'd like, you can try picking the right foot up with your heel pulling all the way up into the hip. So it's not just the foot up, but it's all the way up so that your right hamstring starts to shorten. A couple more breaths. Breathe in 1 more time. And then right foot down and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then from there, take the block out and place it to the side. Now we're going to grab the strap and essentially do the first two postures that we did with the strap, but standing up. This is different than the big toe pose, so I'll walk you through it. You're going to take the strap and place it underneath your right foot at the mound of the big toe and the pinky toe. Then the straps together, you'll slide the right hand into the strap, down the strap towards the foot, and then extend your right leg out in front of you. Now, initially, your right hand is going to try and want to lift the leg so that your right hip flexor doesn't engage. I want you to really challenge your right hip flexor. So hold the strap really lightly first until you feel the right hip flexor engage. Then pull a little bit into the strap and push the ball mound and your right pinky mound into it. So the primary function of the strap is not to hold the leg up, but instead just to facilitate a better engagement across the front of the right thigh. Then reach your left arm up. Take a few breaths here. Just want to keep the engagement of the right hip flexor. We're using the strap to activate right quadricep. Take one more breath. And then lower your left hand down, bend your right knee, and then set your foot down. All right, same thing on the other side. So left ball mound, left pinky mound. Strap will come together. Left hand slides down the strap. And then from there, extend your left leg out. You're going to hold the strap lightly initially so you can get the left hip flexor to engage. Then pull just a bit, push into the strap to activate the left quadricep. Reach your right arm up. A couple breaths again. The hand is not holding the leg up, or at least not much. One more breath. And then lower your right hand down. Bend your left knee, lower your left foot down. Okay, now, same setup. You're going to bring the strap under the right foot again. Exact same. Holding the strap in the right hand. You're going to extend your right leg out. Same thing, hold lightly initially until you feel the right hip flexor engage. Then pull just a bit so you can push into the strap. From there, open up your right leg to the right, any amount. Try and keep your hips level and reach your left arm up. Goal here would be to not let the hips shift off to the right. So we want to keep everything level. Left hand reaching away from the foot. Make sure your right hand's not what's holding the leg up as much as the right hip flexor, pushing the toes towards the ceiling. It's a tricky move. Take one more breath. Left hand down, right leg comes back. Bend your knee and set the foot down. And then the other side. Left foot. Strap in the left hand. Extend your leg out in front of you. Hold the strap lightly to make sure your left hip flexors are engaged. Then pull and push. Left leg to the left. And then right arm up. Try not to let the hips shift left. Make sure left hip flexors are still active. Stay, take one more breath in. And one more breath out. And then lower your right arm. Draw the left foot back in. And then from there, place the strap off to the side. All right, bring your feet together. Mountain pose, inhale. Fold forward as you breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. And then downward facing dog. All right, lower your knees down to the ground. Have a seat between your heels or on a block between the heels so that your shins are down onto the ground. If you're sitting on the ground between the heels, make sure that the tops of the feet are flat to the floor and your toes aren't turned inward. From there, bring your fingertips behind you. Lift your hips a little bit, contract the glutes, And then press down through the very top part of the shin near the knee. Keep that feeling and lower the hips to the ground and walk the fingertips a little further back. And you can even repeat that same action, lifting the hips, contracting the glutes more, driving the upper shins down, and then lowering the hips to the mat or the block. We're trying to open up the front of the legs and staying out of the lower back simultaneously. A couple more breaths. Okay, and then come back up, shift forward, block off to the side, and from there, swing your legs around out in front of you and lie down onto your back. Set your feet flat to the floor. Last 3 poses. Right ankle on top of your left thigh for figure 4. Slide your right hand through both of the legs if you'd like and interlace your hands on your shin. Otherwise, you can hold on to the back of the thigh or just keep your left foot flat to the floor. Okay, now with your right hand, grab the outer edge of the right foot, set your left foot to the ground, and take half happy baby pose. You're just doing happy baby pose on the right side. Okay, and then set your right foot down. Take your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Interlace your hands on your right shin or back of the leg. And then set your right foot to the floor, grabbing the outer edge of your left foot. Half happy baby pose. Okay, and then set your left foot to the floor. And from there, both of your knees into your chest. And then release into Shavasana and extend your legs out. Arms nice and wide, feet wide, let the toes turn out. Allow the legs to rest. The calves to rest, the hamstrings to rest, the front of the thighs, quadriceps, front of hips to rest. And I'll leave you here to stay as long as you'd like. To ourselves and each other, to the practice teachings, and to the yoga tradition. Thank you.